YouTube? How's it going? If you've been following this channel for quite some time, you understand that this is the setting where I make my update videos, where I'm telling you, hey, I'm coming back stronger than ever, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. Look, at this point, this is just like a normal phase for our channels where I go on a hiatus for a couple of months and I don't post anything, and then I come back and make these update videos, okay? Just deal with it. So, I'm no longer working overnight, so that's a plus for me. But now at my other job, we have been understaffed at work because one of my coworkers had an accident. So these past, 2-3 months, we've been kind of having to cover shift where we normally don't. And like our schedule had just kind of been everywhere. And then finally now, after 2 or 3 months, she's finally back. Not 100% like fully back, but she's at least there now helping. And then there's most likely a really good possibility that we're going to end up hiring another person who's going to come in and try to help all of us. So just work is going to become a lot easier and shouldn't be like that tough where I don't come home where I'm super exhausted because I'm filling in someone else's job in a sense. So with that said in mind, I understand that, I still technically have 3 days off, right? But like I said, schedules have been kind of everywhere. And then Sundays, which is the first day off, that's kind of the first day where I do my chores. So that entire day I just dedicate it to it. That's also the day where Gabi is off. Like every other Sunday she's off. So every other Sunday we're together. And then sometimes that's where I want to stream with the boys. And then sometimes the family also calls me over to go have some dinner with them. So there, in a sense, that day goes away. But technically I still got 2 other days, right? On Mondays and Tuesdays. And yes, Monday's there, but I also just want to have my day where I just kind of relax, play video games, and then technically that would be Tuesday as well, but I am doing something different as well. So look, I work in an animal shelter, right? So I noticed that we don't really have social media. We do have Facebook and Instagram, but we don't really have a TikTok or use any Instagram Reels or YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel, but no one's doing anything with it. And hello, your boy here has a camera. So I've been talking and, I'm like, hey, can I go on my last day off and right Tuesdays, and can I go and record some footage for the dogs? Because, we use pictures, but pictures don't really kind of show how the dogs are. Sometimes we have a really small dog like this, but in the pictures, they make it seem like it's a huge dog. So this is where I want to try to come in, and if I can, try to push my way in and be like, hey, you guys need a content creator? Because I know a guy who can try to... Again, I'm just a beginner / amateur, okay? But if I can make my way in there and be like, hey, I can also do content creation for you guys if you guys want to pay and stuff like that, cool. So that's kind of why I've been kind of busy these past few days / months as well. But let's get to the main topic of this vlog, which is the update for all 3 of my channels, right? So we got Hector the Collector, we got Fake Vlogs, this one, and then we got Fake Hector. Let's begin with Hector the Collector. Now, I started off really strong on this channel. Again, one of my New Year's resolution was to always just kind of go, create content, like just go for it, don't think about it, and just do it. I started off strong with Hector the Collector, and then I started realizing that my contents weren't really getting that much views. But again, it's fine, right? Because I'm still new, I don't really have any subscribers, and I'm still trying to find my mojo on how I make my stuff, I guess my content for those channels, right? But sometimes I did a lot of stuff that took me away from the other channels, and then I wasn't getting too much in return, if that makes sense. But we're gonna try to make it work, and we're gonna continue improving and just do more stuff out there, right? Aside from that as well, I also want to try to get a little bit more into hey, these are some rumors and some new releases coming out for the figure arts, right? That's something that I'm interested in now, or I'm slightly getting into. And then this also means for other model kits and all that. I want to do some of that type of video where hey, this is coming out. Let's talk about it a little bit. Hey, for example, Yami from Yu-Gi-Oh is coming out. That's so cool. They're releasing new figures for Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia, and I want to talk about those. Something new that I am going to try to be doing in this update is also that I'm going to be bringing Legos into this channel. But wait, didn't you say you wanted to make another channel for the Lego? Yes. Yes, indeed, I did actually. Now, remember how I said that I wanted to keep Legos in a different channel and not mix it into this one? Well, I may have changed mind on that. Now, you did say that we're trying to keep those separate just because we're trying to future-proof the channels, right? Because again, Mega and Lego, they're rivals, right? So for Lego, they don't want you making content from them. And, since Pokemon is on Mega, that's what I like doing. If anything, I love doing that. But something did happen. Lego did announce that they have acquired the Pokemon license starting in 2026. They're going to start making new Pokemon Lego sets. So now what does that mean for Pokemon Mega? They no longer have the license, and then they no longer are going to make more Pokemon stuff. So before I kind of get into, I guess, those Pokemon sets from Lego, I'm going to try to build all the ones that I have. Like, I'm still building them all, right? But it's just like I won't be creating more stuff outside of Pokemon from Mega, which should still hopefully future-proof my channel. Now, aside from Pokemon, that's the only thing that I collect from Mega. I mean, yes, I've collected one Xbox and probably 2 Halo stuff, but I don't really do it on a normal basis. And then with that said, I will have 2 different videos of me talking about what Pokemon Lego is probably going to mean for the future, and then another one of and how I feel about Mega not creating any more Pokemon stuff, because I actually really enjoyed their stuff and now they're not making it anymore. So keep an eye out for those videos as well. And then with that said too, I'm just gonna try to play around with the the TikTok / shorts. I want to make short content as well. I just want to play around, just show collections, and then do hey, which one do you like better, right? Again, I'm trying to create and bump up my subscribers, so just trying anything out, and if it works out, cool. If not, then we're just gonna continue learning. But yeah, we need to put some attention to the short content as well. Oh, and actually one last thing for Hector the Collector. Pokemon cards. Yeah, remember how I was doing this whole Pokemon card fiasco a couple of months ago? Well, if you haven't noticed, I haven't really done any more content on Pokemon cards, but that isn't really my fault. There's these people called scalpers who are essentially people who try to buy all the stock of Pokemon cards to where they're sold out in stores, right? Which means that you can no longer get them. So since they have the stock, prices go high, and then they sell it to whatever it is that they want, right? So say, for example, a pack used to cost $20. Now they're selling it for $40 to $60. And it's and you're not even guaranteed that you're going to get something. Again, I always kind of considered Pokemon as gambling, or I guess Pokemon cards, because you don't always know what you're going to get, but you're spending all this money. So keep in mind that at the time when I was trying to get into it, there was no scalpers. I don't know exactly what it is that happened that people were like, oh, Pokemon cards, they're like gold now. I just don't know what happened. But at that time when I was doing all this stuff, it wasn't there. You could easily go to any store, Walmart, Target, Best Buy, GameStop, and you can walk in and be like, hey, can I have a pack of that? And you can easily get it. But then the moment that I start making content for Pokemon cards, you just can't find them anymore. Unless you want to pay 3 to 4 times the price, which again, I'm not. So that's why for the foreseeable future, no more Pokemon cards, because I'm not going to be overpaying for these things. There is Pokemon TCG Pocket though, which is just the online app, and I've actually been enjoying that. So maybe some stuff on that again, probably. Now let's talk about fake vlogs, this channel. What happened to the podcast you talked about? Well, I mean, to be honest, we actually have made a couple episodes, but we didn't really like how they turned out, okay? Now, maybe I shouldn't have made a freaking video about it, but at the time, hey, this is content, so let's do it. And we actually had the energy to do it, but then, cameras weren't fully there. Again, this was before I had this Pocket 3, and then we have actually been struggling to try to find a good background, just because, we're trying to make it look pleasant. We don't really have matching chairs and stuff. We finally got a table that we both like, but we don't have the tables to match with it as well. So that's been one issue, but at least we have been trying a couple months ago, but then we stopped. But I can tell you, we're going to try to do our best to try to make those again. They're probably not going to be anything special. We're just going to be boring two couples just talking about life and, but it's just content and we just want to have fun with it. With that said in mind as well, there hasn't really been more vlogs because, again, we're not really going out anywhere, Like I said, every other 2 days she has her Sundays off, and then I'm off Sundays, but then sometimes there just isn't much to do, right? Like our schedules just don't really match together. Like on her days off, I'm working. On my days off, she's working. So it's just kind of really hard to try to do something, but now that the rains are kind of gone, we're going to try to go out a little bit more on Sundays and then just see kind of what kind of content, right? Because I doubt you guys want to see content of us just kind of being here talking about a show. Like, yeah, it's not going to be as exciting, right, as to like go to a beach or go somewhere and explore a new city that we haven't been to or been in a while, But we're working on it. Trust me. We got some new content trying to come out soon, so we're working on it, okay? Oh yeah, and then one thing too that like why I haven't really made too much content as well, it's like I'm trying to become a better storyteller. Now, I know you guys got a little bit of glimpse of that with the last vlog that I did, which was Gabby's birthday. I kind of did a little bit after all that happened, and then did I guess the past tense and then the future tense video as well, right? And a present. Like again, I was trying to do everything kind of and cohesive, make it into one thing, right? As to before on my vlogs, I kind of just record and like whatever it is that I record, then that's kind of like what I post, right? But now I'm playing around with it. We're like, hey, even if I don't say anything, let me just record, but then let's do a voiceover and do that future tense and then the past tense, whatever, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to work on, and then hopefully we finally get there. Just so that my videos are actually enjoyable, right? So that they're not too boring, because I'm pretty sure they are boring. And then nothing too important, but just in case if you guys see that some of my videos are a little bit off, as in like color wise, I'm kind of trying to get a little bit into color grading as well, where I'm shooting this camera with like D-log, which means like all the kind of colors get stripped out, kind of like this. And then it's supposed to make it easier to like bring back the colors and then kind of put some filters into where you make it a little bit more colorful, I guess, your way. So that's why if you see some of my colors are a little bit overexposed or underexposed, I'm playing around with it again. I know I did that when I first started, but it was just more weird. So yeah, that's why that, and I'm trying out ND filters, which is supposed to make it a little bit darker. So that's why if you see stuff like that, just, I'm trying stuff. And then like I still also want to continue doing the whole behind the scenes stuff, right? Say for example, when I go record the dogs, I do want to do that behind the scenes, like, hey, like if you enjoyed this video, this is kind of what happened and this was my process. And then when I do my toy collection or like building and then my video game stuff, I also want to make that, right? Again, behind the scenes, just to create more content as well. And now finally, Fake Hector. This channel. I had so many plans on things that I wanted to do for this channel, and even up to this point right now, 4 months in, I guess almost 5, I have zero content for it. I streamed only once, but zero content. I know, New Year's resolutions, right? Just go for it, just do it, but I haven't. I will say though that I have been playing games though. I have been playing. It's not like I just kind of completely stopped playing. No, I have been playing. It's just like one thing though, that a lot of the games that have been coming out, they're all like RPG games, and then they're all these huge open world games. And then apart from that, the achievement slash trophies have all been kind of whack, honestly. Like, oh, go find all these 10,000 collectibles. Or just like go just defeat all these enemies. So it's like what I'm trying to say, it's like there's not much content to try to make guides. Like yes there is, but like that I don't like collecting collectibles. If anything, I hate it. It just takes too much time and then they're just spread out everywhere. So they're not fun. I mean, I know Splitgate, there were some really good options there because Taryn helped me out. So Taryn, thank you very much for that. But where's the videos, huh? Where's the videos for that? It's like, no, I haven't made them. And then now it's already like 1 month late. And it's like, do I really want to post them? I don't know, but I know some of it has been my fault as well because, you know, I have the content. And then apart from that too, like I have been, you know, recording me when I do all the achievements and, you know, the platinums for some of the games. So just expect some of those 100% / platinum videos that I've been kind of actually working on. So, you know, I still want to do guides. Don't get me wrong. I still do. But just sometimes when there's just no creativity in them, then it's just like, well, I'm just going to do these 100% / platinum videos, okay? But I'm going to try to create content. I can promise you that. The Morphing Squad as well. I know I made a big deal out of it last year. Like, hey, like me and the homies were going to be recording because, you know, if I could have recorded stuff from like 10 years ago, it would have been gold, right? I know, trust me, like we still enjoyed it, but it's just sometimes when you try to get multiple people to come in at the same time, it's always kind of hard, right? The only times we're usually available are on the weekends, and then sometimes the weekends is when we kind of go out, right? And with that being said, remember at that time I was working as an overnight, so Saturdays was kind of good for me. Now I work Saturdays and I don't get home till like super late. And then apart from that, Adam was no longer going to be available on Saturdays because he had to work. So it just kind of got all of our schedules mixed up. And then, you know, sometimes I want to have the entire of us be there because, again, it's the Morphin Squad. And then sometimes when it was just one or two of us, it's like yes, it's still fun, but it's not the same. And now fast forward for Sundays, now we're actually all available for Sundays, depending, you know, if there's sports and then if we're all available, right? But most likely Sundays are the days where we're going to be streaming. So we're making a comeback, okay? We already streamed, like I said, once this year. A couple of weeks ago, we streamed Super Mario Party Jamboree and then some Pico Park, okay? I'm trying to just kind of make it a little bit more crazy games out there. And then apart from that, there's a lot of multiplayer games coming out soon where we can all just join up together and just play together because that's kind of what we want to do. We want to have fun. We don't want to make anything serious. We just want to get in, have fun, joke around, and then just have a blast. But I can tell you this, we have content. We've actually had content planned for months, but it's just, again, about trying to get the right games. And then sometimes there's rumors that so-and-so games are going to come after, you know, the whole press conferences for video games in the summer. So we're just kind of waiting up and just seeing kind of like what's out there. But I can promise you we have content planned and hopefully it comes out as cool as we're thinking as it's supposed to be. And with that said too, the Nintendo Switch 2 was open for pre-order these past few days. Your boy was able to get one, finally. So I know Taryn got one. I still don't know about the other dudes, but again, more content, right? Some more new games coming out for Nintendo. I know Nintendo hasn't really been a focus on my channel, but I want to start again. It's new hype, right? It's a new system. So that's why I want to try to push it in a little bit more, and then hopefully the homies, the Morphing Squad, can kind of come in clutch as well, and then we can create more content for it, right? Because I'm telling you, Mario Kart 8, when it came out for the Wii U, we had a freaking blast with it. I just never recorded none of it because at the time I wasn't doing it. So now with Mario Kart World, hopefully we can get some more fun into it as well, and then we'll go from there. And then I'll probably also make another video in the Fake Hector channel where this is actually the first time that I'm actually getting a Nintendo console on release date. Now, I have had all of the Nintendo systems, minus the 64, but I've never had them on release date. So this is going to be the first one, which is why it's kind of a little bit special for me. Yeah, there you have it once again, you know. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go on a hiatus a couple of months, but that's just like the normal thing here, right? Maybe it's because I'm taking too much all at once, right? I'm working full time for 40 plus hours and I have multiple channels. And then again, I'm probably trying to add another channel over there with the whole animal shelter. But it's just like something that I like. It's like even when I come home, like, yes, I want to rest, but I also like being busy and being productive. And this is still something that I really want to go after and just pursue, right? So we're going to try to continue going forward, and then hopefully we can find that sweet spot where it's like I can do one video for this channel, one video for that one video for here, and not just focus on trying to make a bulk of videos for this channel while ignoring everything, just kind of being and giving extra time for all of them, if that makes sense. But yeah, as always, thank you guys for your patience and your loyalty for continuing to return to this channel. I really do appreciate it. And like I said, we're going to find that sweet spot. We're going to make content for everything that connects it all. And then hopefully we just have some interesting content, right? Because, we're still not great at making content. We're getting there. And that's just all I can really ask for at this moment. So thank you guys for tuning in. And just, again, keep on checking out the other channels. Again, if you're not interested in the toy sections, don't go and subscribe for it. If you're not into gaming, don't worry about it. If you're just here just to learn about my boring life, then cool. But again, I'm not anything exciting either. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, peace.